comes to my garden, baby, I have to demand it. Only men stepping up to the plate where the seed can come planted. Some boys think it's a joke that I make and they come empty-handed. I don't understand it, no. If you're a grower, then we'll be alright. 'Cause you and me are growing towards the light. And if you're looking for a true romance, you can help me with my plans. Oh, if you wanna get with me, I don't need all your monies. If you want in these pennies, just buy me some plant babies. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. If you wanna get with me, boy, my heart don't come for free. Make it 50 shades of green, run away to Fern Gully. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. So focus on me. I wanna feel your green thumb on my body. Most people look for chemistry, but I really got a thing for botany, yeah.
Shower me in chrysanthemums if you really want to know my agenda, son. So if you want inside these pants, it's time to buy me lots of plants.
Oh,
Lots of plants.
oh. If you wanna get with me, I don't need all your monies. If you want in these pennies, just buy me some plant babies. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. If you're coming home with me, make it look like Jumanji. We'll be kissing in a tree. Spray me down, no DDT. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Oh.
You brought me a cutting, cut to us cuddling under the bamboo palm. See the roots budding, nutrients sucking, baby that snake plant long. Bring the begonia, I will be moaning, show me your monstera. Propagate pothos, bump me like potholes, nice alocasia. Boom, there's plants in my room, biddle my leaf and soon sweeping up soil with a broom. Now we howling at the moon, silly, keeping me wet like a peace lily, keeping me stocked, I'm keeping you hung. Philodendron for his lungs, make you nut treat in your pants, then it's lights out, you a ZZ plant.
If you wanna get with me, paint me like Georgia O'Keeffe. If you want in these pennies, let's do some naked gardening. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Wanna fertilize my seed, flora fauna on your knees. Root me deeper than a tree, grind me down and make a tea. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. When it comes to my garden, baby, I have to demand it. Only men stepping up to the plate where the seed can come planted. Some boys think it's a joke that I make and they come empty-handed. I don't understand it, no. If you're a grower, then we'll be alright. 'Cause you and me are growing towards the light. And if you're looking for a true romance, you can help me with my plans. Oh, if you wanna get with me, I don't need all your monies. If you want in these pennies, just buy me some plant babies. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. If you wanna get with me, boy, my heart don't come for free. Make it 50 shades of green, run away to Fern Gully. Plant daddy, I'm looking So focus on me, I wanna feel your green thumb on my body. Most people look for chemistry, but I really got a thing for botany, yeah.
Shower me in chrysanthemums if you really wanna know my agenda, son. So if you want inside these pants, it's time to buy me lots of plants.
Oh,
Lots of plants.
oh. If you wanna get with me, I don't need all your monies. If you want in these pennies, just buy me some plant babies. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. If you're coming home with me, make it look like Jumanji. We'll be kissing in a tree. Spray me down, no DDT. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Oh.
You brought me a cutting, cut to us cuddling under the bamboo palm. See the roots budding, nutrients sucking, baby that snake plant long. Bring the begonia, I will be moaning, show me your monstera. Propagate pothos, bump me like potholes, nice alocasia. Boom, there's plants in my room, fiddle my leaf and soon sweeping up soil with a broom. Now we howling at the moon, silly, keeping me wet like a peace lily, keeping me stocked, I'm keeping you hung. Philodendron for his lungs, make you nut treat in your pants, then it's lights out, you a ZZ plant.
If you wanna get with me, paint me like Georgia O'Keeffe. If you want in these pennies, let's do some naked gardening. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Wanna fertilize my seed, flora fauna on your knees. Root me deeper than a tree, grind me down and make a tea. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. When it comes to my garden, baby, I have to demand it. Only men stepping up to the plate where the seed can come planted. Some boys think it's a joke that I make and they come empty-handed. I don't understand it, no. If you're a grower, then we'll be alright. 'Cause you and me are growing towards the light. And if you're looking for a true romance, you could help me with my plans. Oh, if you wanna get with me, I don't need all your monies. If you want in these pennies, just buy me some plant babies. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. If you wanna get with me, boy, my heart don't come for free. Make it 50 shades of green, run away to Fern Gully. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Oh. So focus on me, I wanna feel your green thumb on my body. Most people look for chemistry, but I really got a thing for botany, yeah.
Shower me in chrysanthemums if you really wanna know my agenda, son. So if you want inside these pants, it's time to buy me lots of plants.
Oh,
Lots of plants.
oh. If you wanna get with me, I don't need all your monies. If you want in these pennies, just buy me some plant babies. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. If you're coming home with me, make it look like Jumanji. We'll be kissing in a tree. Spray me down, no DDT. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Oh.
You brought me a cutting, cut to us cuddling under the bamboo palm. See the roots budding, nutrients sucking, baby, that snake plant long. Bring the begonia, I will be moaning. Show me your monstera. Propagate pothos, bump me like potholes. Nice alocasia. Boom, there's plants in my room. Biddle my leaf and soon sweeping up soil with a broom. Now we howling at the moon. Silly, keeping me wet like a peace lily. Keeping me stocked, I'm keeping you hung. Philodendron for his lungs. Make you nut treat in your pants. Then it's lights out, you a ZZ plant.
If you wanna get with me, paint me like Georgia O'Keeffe. If you want in these pennies, let's do some naked gardening. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Wanna fertilize my seed, flora fauna on your knees. Root me deeper than a tree, grind me down and make a tea. Plant daddy, I'm looking for a plant daddy. Pretty please. Oh.
This rabbit takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
That's right. Remember, guys, every flower blooms at its own pace. It is only 60 minutes after. We've been later before. I'm a rabbit today.
You're a rabbit every day.
Yes, Rich is still a dino, though. Like
Yeah.
this dino, he's excellent at games.
I always kind of like
You
this
show them
one.
your shirt.
Yeah, because
Yes, this is
Here.
This is a real photo of us.
yes,
Because there's
I
me, I'm
cut
the
off
rabbit,
my head.
I'm the Easter egg, and there's my dino steed, Valiant Steed. And he's holding an
Lucky me.
egg, he's helping. Happy Easter.
Yes.
Passover isn't until mid-April this year, so...
How can that be? I thought it had to be.
They're on a lunar calendar, so there are 13 months in the Jewish calendar.
Yeah, but
instead
I
of
thought
12.
that Easter had to be after or. Well, here's the formula
Again,
for Easter.
The
No.
Jewish calendar is different than the
I
Gregorian calendar.
know that. You don't have to explain. Rabbits explain it to me. I know.
Explain.
Explain. The formula I know for Easter is it's the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox. But Passover.
That's not how it works in the Catholic calendar, though.
That is how it works in the Catholic calendar. Yeah, that's how it
so.
works for all, except for the Orthodox calendars.
Anyway, we're playing Kune versus Lakia today.
And we're not getting into any theological arguments.
As you all know, we love our digressions on this channel. So if you came here for games and nothing but games, well, you got to keep on clicking there, David.
Is there a David there?
I don't know. I was getting into a conversation about a certain game that I was mentioning to you yesterday called Salton Sea, which you think that would be a game about ecological disaster, but it's not. It's about mining lithium, apparently. But anyway, I was getting all Twitter paid about that yesterday. So, but today we are playing a much promised. Maybe not anticipated, but promised.
Much
flavor
promise, not really, yeah.
of Kune versus Lakia. This is a very quirky title. This is a 2-player only asymmetric deck building tug of war game. That's not Stonewall Uprising. And it's about a bunny divorce. So the full title of this game is Kune versus Lakia, a chronicle of a royal Lapine divorce foretold. So, in
Wow.
case you were confused by our thumbnail, this is a game about divorce. And what better time to celebrate divorce than Easter? You know, Jesus getting divorced from his human flesh.
No, okay.
Yeah, because that's what Easter is about.
Yeah,
It's
because
his
when he comes back, he's not in the
He's
flesh. is he?
divine. No,
Didn't-
he's just divine. He's left his body. Well, the body's left the cave. Thanks, Other Mary, for that. It was only mentioned in that one passage. Anyway,
She thought she saw the gardener.
that's totally what it was. Again, every flower blooms at its own pace today, guys. I'm so hungover. Okay, but first, before we get into that, because there is a special surprise in this box for Rich. So, Rich, why don't you open the box? And we're gonna
Oh, I was
we're gonna have a little egg hunt first before we get into the game because it's Easter. Okay. This is what my drunk ass did last night.
Kune versus Lakia. What's this? There's a candy here. Oh, there's 2 candies here.
Yes, one for each of us.
Ooh.
Okay, which one do you want?
I don't know the flavors. This is white chocolate, and that's the...
White chocolate, and the bright blue ones are milk chocolate with sea salt.
This is... Let me see.
They're
Let me see.
Lindor little truffle things.
Yeah, those are delicious. You don't think this is the milk chocolate with caramel? I think this is milk chocolate with caramel. And this is milk chocolate with sea salt. I don't actually.
Is that what you think?
No, this is... No, this is this one. Yeah,
Well, there's only one way to find out.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
By putting it in your mouth. Or you could have both. That's fine, too.
No, I'm doing it like this, and then you're going to... Wait.
I could see that that's...
You knew it was that.
Is this the one you wanted?
Sure. I like leaving things to chance.
Okay.
Oh, yummy. It's a chocolate ball.
There's also a note in there.
Yes, and I love caramel, so that's fine.
Actually, this is opposite sauce. So I made a little scavenger hunt where I hid chocolates. Different board.
I'm going to find it.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's delicious.
Is it?
Why does candy have to be so bad for you?
It's to remind you that you'll never be as good as Jesus.
That's it. That's probably what it is.
So for those of you that didn't know, Rich is a recovering Christian.
I mean, I never was fully in, but I
Is Jesus still in your heart?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
you
fine.
gotta like the portrait. I mean, the long haired dude, and he's
Are you
turning
talking
over
about
the
yourself?
money lenders. Yeah, exactly. And he's turning over the money lenders table, and you know,
Sure.
creating an uproar and like healing people
And weeping. Because Jesus wept.
on the cross, I guess. I don't see Mermaid Rain. Where is Mermaid?
It's right here.
Oh,
Okay, we're going a little
I would
scavenger
be a
hunt.
little.
So, we have talked about Mermaid Rain quite a bit. And so now's the time to announce, because
Oh, I
this,
just
might,
moved
this might
the
take Richie
microphone.
a while, and we do have to get going eventually, but we are going to be featuring this on the channel soon because April, I think we already announced, April, we're going to feature all Japanese designers, all Japanese design games. What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, did you find them?
I did, but I'm not going to eat another one right now.
You don't have to eat them as you go. You just have to collect them.
Oh, okay. So this.
Okay,
is...
now's the time to reveal the baskets, probably because you need a place to put your chocolates, right?
Now there's nothing directing me anywhere else. Did I miss?
You have to find the note.
Oh, there is a note. Okay. Oh, here it is. Open Chomp.
Oh, that's a new game that we got by All Play. That's also Dino themed.
Oh, did you want this?
Well, you got to put it back in the box.
Yeah. I love this game.
We are going to be featuring this. Probably this is the first game we'll feature in April, so we're probably going to play this on Wednesday.
Is this? Oh yeah, yeah.
Mermaid Rain. It says 3 players on the box, but it totally works at 2. Let's exchange baskets now, so we don't have to do the whole. We don't have to do the whole scavenger hunt now.
Okay, I'll pick it up with Chomp.
But I will let you look in Chomp because this is not a Japanese designer, unfortunately.
I do like this cover, which is part
It's
of why
such
I got...
great art. Yeah,
Ooh. Oh, and this one looks really interesting. That's
the black one. Yeah,
it's 60% cocoa, extra dark chocolate is what it says. So there's dark chocolate, and this is extra dark chocolate.
yes. Remember, guys, every flower blooms
Oh!
in a pace.
Open Veil of Eternity.
Oh, which is a game we rented, which is one I have played, Rich has not. Let's open this one now because we do have to return it to Great Escape eventually. Here, you get more chocolates, and then we'll exchange baskets.
I have to admit, this cover art, it totally would get my attention. Like, you
That's a cool
this
cover.
was already on your radar, and you were, like, looking for it. And then he was really excited because they had it on the rental
I
table.
know. I can't wait for you to try it. I think you'll like it.
It looks really good.
It's a card game, basically.
I mean, I like...
With boards.
This
These are
has
mostly
got a
scoring
rondelle.
boards.
No wonder he likes it.
It
got a
technically is
rondelle.
rondelle drafting. You don't have to do it as a rondelle.
Ooh, there's more candies.
Some Ferrero Rocher, one of your favorites.
Open Jixia Academy.
Okay, I think we're going to cover that one for April. I'm not for sure on that
I
one.
really like Jixia Academy, but the only reason we kind of
Another tug-of-war game. It's too tug-of-war for
We
us.
always...
Stalemate.
Practically, yeah.
Well, I'm
stalemate.
hoping on stream maybe one of us will actually win.
But lately, Andy has been winning at everything.
Poor creature.
I know. I feel like I've been abandoned by the gods.
So, hello, Jack. Fuck you, I'm Cher. He says Happy Resurrection Day. What's
you.
your favorite verse of the Bible? Jesus wept.
That's
my
your
favorite.
favorite.
Because it's the shortest.
I don't know exactly how it goes. I think it's in Matthew, and it says, "Whatever you did to God, it's whatever you've done to the least of these, you did to me." So it's basically, you hear that a lot among people that are more in the social justice.
The liberal Catholics.
Yeah, liberal
Or
Christians
Christians in general.
usually quote that. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact citation, but it's something like that.
Because Catholics have a similar idea that Jews have about mitzvahs. The Catholics too.
Oh,
have
right,
that.
and that's what the
I forget what they called it.
Yeah,
They call
the Protestants
Good
were
works.
totally no. It's all by. It's all
Fuck the poor. That's
no, but
Protestants
they
are
just
saying.
didn't believe in doing good works. They thought it was.
Jack
all...
says he loves our shirts. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Fuck you. I'm sure I have to say the full title every time. Jack, I felt so bad for you during the Game-a-thon chat because Jeff and Jamie did not get your jokes at all. You have to forgive them. They're Canadian. They're like, why is this guy being so rude in our chat? They're like, it's a joke, Jamie. But anyway, we may have done an entire video, which is kind of punking them a little bit. So stay tuned for that.
By the way, we love Jeff and Jamie. Just in case anybody.
I
would
made an
think
entire
otherwise.
video that is basically should just be. I'm gonna title it #Team Jamie Forever because it's really punking Jeff, not Jamie. You know. So, but anyway,
I mean, Jeff is nice to look at. At least
he is very
he's comfortable on the eyes.
very good looking. Yeah, and then so they did a spring video, right? And then the Brothers Murph did a response to that where they were kind of making fun of how sometimes Jamie's suggestions are not like 100% on the level.
There
He's
were a couple that
There's
were
some
stretching.
reaches.
There were
There's some
some
reaches.
yeah.
So we did an entire video that's all. It's not all about reaches. I was very sincere in my selections for spring games, but you guys will see that video soon. Okay, you got some candy. Let's switch our baskets. So I'm gonna give you yours first, baby, because it's like a giant dino egg.
This is and it's fuzzy. This would have so many uses. I mean, it's not just for Easter.
That's
I could
right.
be walking down the street with this.
You could.
It's just like,
You're my little weirdo.
oh, open me first.
Yes, I was the intention
go.
with the scavenger hunt was I was supposed to give you the basket first. We totally did it totally backwards, which is typical for us.
Oh my god, it's a big old rabbit. He's cute. I love rabbits.
I know, baby.
Bunny
Play
hugs
with
and
me.
kisses to you. Happy Easter with lots of love. Open the pink bunny.
He's asleep. Look, he's in his little pink blanket.
That is too cute. I mean, everything about Easter is really kind of cute. It's just like, how can you not like spring and the Easter
You gotta give the pagans
bunny
something to do on
and-
spring break to
and
keep them
colored
away from...
eggs and Jesus getting up from the dead. It's all really very positive.
Totally.
Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's another big old rabbit. Now this could have all kinds of uses. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's something in here. Okay. We're gonna open. Oh my goodness. Look at all this. What is this? Oh my god. This Ferrero Rocher just...
The Grand Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah, it ballooned up.
Yeah, it's like almost half the size of your head.
I mean, my head's not that little. It's not that little.
About the size of your brain, I should say.
Okay, yeah, that's more like it. Thank you.
Okay, now you can use the basket to store things.
Ooh, a cute little gold
You need a
bunny.
chocolate bunny on Easter. There's a bunny within a bunny.
Made in Germany. It is German chocolate.
Well,
Yummy.
yeah, isn't it Lindt?
Lindt. I didn't know
Lindor?
that. Yeah. No, it's Lindt.
Lindt. I think that's Swiss.
It's Swiss. But
Or
it's made in
Austrian.
Germany, probably.
Oh, okay.
And if you want, you can call this number for nutrition information. If
There you
want.
go. Those Germans are all about nutrition.
Okay.
This is not a German designer on this game, by the way. He's Greek.
And then we have lots more. These Lindt truffles are probably, if I had to say my favorite candy, it would be these Lindt truffles. First of all, they're deliciously decadent, but they come in all these delicious flavors as well. My caramel chocolate was like, it was so good.
The milk chocolate one was okay. I don't really like milk chocolate as much as dark chocolate.
I prefer dark chocolate, but I don't.
I don't
mind.
like sweet things. Yours all the sweet I need.
I'm too sweet for him, really.
It's true.
Sometimes I make him sick.
Mm-hmm.
He might have to get up and go, toss his cookies during this. You might,
Maybe.
because I'm just too
We
sweet
might
today.
have to take a break in the middle between one of the rounds. I don't know.
This thing is so fun. We need to
It's big.
I wanna do something with it where it becomes, I don't know. We're gonna have to make some kind of use for this bunny.
For sure. So now you have another little note which was directing you towards Kune versus
Open
Lakia.
Kune next.
Well,
we went
we did.
in the reverse direction, but
What
that's
was
okay.
Chomp had a note? Where did it want you to go next?
Oh.
Oh, the Veil of Eternity. The Veil
Yeah.
of Eternity also had a note in there.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
What did it say?
I think go to the Kune.
No, the Jixie Academy. That's what it was.
I don't know. Let's see.
But we didn't open the Jixie Academy, so that'll be coming. Don't you worry.
We didn't open the Jixie Academy?
There's even more.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, and then what did the Jixie Academy note say?
I don't know.
What happened? The Veil of Eternity? What did the Veil of
What was
Eternity note say? Well, when we open the other games, all the games that I put notes in are games we are going to be covering this month. So you'll find them eventually. So you have a basket for me, don't you?
I do. Okay. And yeah, you might need to move that basket a little.
Here, I'll put it over.
In this basket, it's a rabbit.
Oh my god, with the little rainbow ears. It's so gay. So gay. Oh my god, and there's a little dino plushie in there. Look how
love that dino plushie.
cute. And he's got a little rainbow frill too.
I know.
Look at him, he's so cute.
What is it? Why do we like this? You put faux fur on anything and make it
Oh,
cute.
milk
and
chocolate mini eggs. Well, those will be for you in your basket.
Oh, well, see, I did not know that you didn't like milk
I'm
chocolate.
not as big into chocolate.
That's milk chocolate.
Hazelnut sounds good. I love the crispy feeling. Is good. M&M's. You like M&M's more than I do, also.
Oh.
But that's fine. We'll just put that in your basket.
So I'm pretty much batting O for 2 now.
Oh, the little sheep, they're so cute though.
And they're Lint. What flavor are they? Milk chocolate?
Little lamb, yes.
Oh my
Lamb's the
god.
best.
I can't.
You know I
just
like, where's the
can't.
fruity candy? You didn't get any fruity candy? You know, like sour candy?
No.
Oh, he got all the Easter candy. That's what it is. Oh,
It was all the Easter candy, like the lambs.
I love my little Dino Rex, though. And this Easter basket is super cute.
I'm sorry. You know you'll get all the candy you want anyway.
It's true. I just like the little basket. It's cute.
And plus, you know, you can.
It's not that I don't like chocolate. It's just chocolate for me is like a more occasional thing. Like the fruity candy, I can eat scores and scores of.
I know.
Okay, well, you can. Do you want to hold on to your cute little bunny card there?
Yes, of course.
And I guess we'll put this. We need to put this guy somewhere too.
Here,
I'll leave him in your basket, which is overflowing now. All the chocolate I rejected. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to reject your chocolate, but you know.
This is
The
is.
fruity candy, Skittles, Starburst, maybe some
They didn't
jelly.
really have.
It was picked over the other day. I know.
Well, I would have had to, I guess, found a different way, like that. Maybe the Starburst jelly beans. Those would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't.
I like
just throw 'em
Reese's
in
peanut
there.
butter cup. I'll keep the Reese's.
Good.
So you can at least keep some of the candy.
And plus, you could give your kids candy too.
I only give my kids candy for Christmas, Easter, and the end of the term.
Sure.
So
You can give them. I mean, just because it's after Easter, you can go on celebrating it for a whole month if you want.
well, we're gonna be celebrating the Cherry Blossom Festival for a whole month, basically next month. So you know, there's that. Okay, that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. So Easter, happy Easter! There's our Easter celebration. We have to start setting up this game. So
Meanwhile, I'm going to
showing you how to set it up.
looking at this.
We will be starting with a teach. I will do my best to be succinct. It, like many card games of this type, it's the rules are kind of baked into the card text. So we may need to explain some iconography as we go. But I am going to set... I love this little inner art. It's so whimsical. With the little air hot air balloon.
It's really cute.
Very whimsical.
I like this artist, the way that
there's
they did the rabbits
source.
are really kind of cute. Because I could almost see...
This art reminds me of some of like those old storybooks, like Amelia
Beatrix.
Bedelia. Or,
Oh.
like
Okay.
that's kind of what this art reminds me of. Or like, you know, old school Mary Poppins or what have you. Make sure these all...
Oh, did you
Yeah,
know
on
you were
camera.
free to inspect your own discard pile? Just not your opponent's.
Yeah, because there are some powers that refer to taking cards out of your discard.
Ah!
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fit this all on camera.
Hmm.
Because we did not set it up before stream, because I was waiting for Rich to get here so he could discover his chocolates. So, some assembly required. So you're going to have 5 different decks for these 5 different characters. So we will each be playing as one of these bunny divorcees. So Rich will be playing as Lakia today, who she has her own starting deck. And I will be playing as Kune, who has his own starting deck. Now, if you've played the game a few times, you can draft your starting decks if you want to make it a little... I find it helps balance things because as it is, the base decks, Lakia definitely has some juicy powers. And
She does.
She gets quite a bit of an edge. And the scoring in this game is also asymmetric, which I will explain later. But, you know, tis what tis. we were refreshing this last night, and I decided because Rich needs a win, we're gonna let him have just
Thank you.
the somewhat overpowered starting deck that Lakia has.
I'll find a way to lose.
The draft is more helpful for if you're playing as Kune and you actually want to win, but you'll find a way to lose. We finally got Sea Salt and Paper, by the way, physical copy now that's finally available in the
Okay,
States.
so can I explain why I said I'll find a way to lose? Because we had been playing this game called Lucky Numbers on BGA,
That
and
too.
I was at the point where I'm like, no, because he has to invite me to play because I don't have the
Yeah,
deluxe.
Lucky Numbers is a premium game now, which I don't understand.
I was
but
saying
whatever.
deluxe, premium, but anyway, so he could invite me to play, but not vice versa. So anyway, I was like, wait, it keeps giving you good numbers, and it's not giving me.
I'm
gonna explain.
I might have mentioned backgammon was doing a similar thing and giving you all those doubles, though. So I do understand your pain.
That was weird. Yeah, when I was getting all. Yeah. Okay, that was another thing. But anyway, it's like, oh no, it knows you're the one inviting me, so it's giving you all the good stuff. And then Andy's like, okay, well.
This is Board Game Arena, which is an online website where you can play games, by the way.
So he's like, okay, well, we'll switch phones, and I can play as you, and you can play as me.
Yeah, so we switched phones. And then what happened?
And then what happened is he won. He won. And I realized, oh no, he is just better at playing this game.
You know what it is? Any game that, because, usually when you're playing that in the middle of the night, you get all the French randos who love that game because that's a French game.
Oh.
So I've played against
really
so
good
many
game.
ruthless French randos on that game. And I
Ruthless
sucked
French.
for so long. Like, I probably, if you look at my win rate on BGA before I started playing against Rich, it was probably like less than 20%.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're really helping boost my
saved him.
stats, baby.
I know.
My ELO score is through the charts.
I saved you from
growing by the
loserdom.
day. Well, you're probably gonna win today. So, I'm Kune. That's a dude. Rich is Lakia. That's the chick. Okay, so do you want to read the flavor text actually?
The beginning
little
one?
dramatic reading.
Once upon a time,
set
there
the
was
scene.
the Bunny Duchy. It was a lush and fertile land where the rays of the sun danced over the bright meadows. Its most eligible bachelor was the benevolent Duke
That's me.
Kune, born of the Azure family. He was a proud and rich man
In fact.
with such immense power and status that only Princess Lakia of the royal Scarlet family would make an acceptable match, and so
She
the
looks like a
nuptials
slut.
were arranged. Alas, now that is not true. Alas, for all
She's
the
got this
carrot
little
cake
smirk.
that
She's
was
up to no good.
consumed at the wedding
Do you like carrot cake?
was in vain. I do.
Prefer banana bread myself.
Oh no, I like carrot cake.
Rabbits love bananas too, though. Okay, look up. If you just Google rabbit eating banana, you'll
Oh
find
my
a treasure
God.
trove of cuteness.
Life, this is the part where it starts turning sour.
Jack asked when are they going to make a gay version of this game. True. We should do a little fan variant. Kune versus Lakio.
Lakio.
How about Lakia versus Lakia?
Life at the royal household was not exactly a fairy tale, and over time the intrigues and plots of the court took their toll on the couple. The Duke was spending more and more time at the stables. At the Home Depot.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
I gave you the wrong starting deck. That's your starting deck.
Wow. Okay.
Glad I got that now.
It was only a matter of time. One day, a petty argument boiled over to a
stables.
fight, and once the fight grew to the point that the royal guards had to be called in, there was no way to contain the situation.
Wow, violence.
It was going to
Bunny
be
domestic abuse.
Kune versus Lakia.
And she wants to take the dog. I like that the Rabbit King has a dog. It's so funny. Mortimer, the ducal hound, So, yeah, this game is so cute.
Do you want me to read the goal?
Sure.
Kune versus Lakia is the story of a divorce between two prominent Lapine aristocrats. At the end of and Lapine is rabbit. I always thought it was pronounced Lapin, but maybe it does have
Lapine, Lapine.
Lapin. Yeah, that sounds better. Is that French for rabbit? Mm-hmm. Oui. Okay. The Duke and the Princess each have their own strengths and weaknesses, as well as different ways to gain prestige. The prestige that they gain is measured at the end of the game and is represented by the points they earn. The player with the most points is the winner and retains a position at court. The other player is banished to the social wilderness, never to enjoy the comforts of court.
Ooh, I see. Well, this is winner take all on the divorce, baby. So, as I mentioned, this is a deck building game. So, unlike other deck building games, though, it's essentially a hidden market. But when you're going to be making your deck, you'll always be able to play all your cards. So there's no shuffling of a draw deck here. You will just keep your hand. So it's about kind of the hand management aspect. But so the goal really of the game is to influence the different people at court to get them on your side. So there's 2 cards for each character here. So we have King Ludwig, the princess's father. So you're trying to turn her dad against her. Countess Katya, the Duke's sister, so you're trying to turn Kune's sister against him. Father Klaus, the greedy abbot. Sir Constantine, the valiant knight. And Sorceress Lavinia, who she likes to play for both teams. Or just one. We'll see. So these all start on the white side, which basically is just the characters, and you'll see the cost down in the bottom, basically to influence them, which I will explain how that action works in a second. But when you influence them, you're going to be able to turn the white side over to the purple side, which will have a council ability, which is another action in the game.
Because purple is
Neutral.
a mixture of blue and red, and
That's right.
Kune is blue and Lakia is red. So if
Very
you're in
astute.
the middle, then you will be purple.
That's exactly right. My favorite color, by the way. And then once they're on the purple side, you can then influence them a second time and decide either blue, if you're playing as rich, you'd want it to be blue, or you can flip it then to red. My case, I would want it to be blue because I'm Kune. You would want it to be red because you're Lakia. So then that character would be allied to you, which means, what that means is now you'll get, if they stay on that side by the end of the game, you'll get a certain amount of points from them, which there's a scale. So it will depend on which character you're playing as, but I'll explain that more when we get to scoring. And these will flip throughout the game. So we'll be doing a lot of influencing. So I'm going to explain how the influence action works. But just know they start on white. Then you got to turn them to purple. Then after that, you can turn them to either red or blue. If you influence them again, they go back to purple, back and forth throughout the game. So on our turn, and we each have our starting decks, which basically are just going to be our starting hands. And these have different abilities. So every card has one of these icons in the bottom, which are basically the resources you're going to use to influence the different characters. So on your turn, you can do one of 4 things. So the first possible action is influence. So I explained kind of how you're going to be wanting to flip these characters over. Also, when you influence them, what you're going to do is you're going to play cards from your hand that have matching icons to each of the characters. So this one I have, and I might want to go to zoom, more of a zoom on these.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
These babies, so you can kind of see things. And so this Ducal Stables, so some of them have just like one icon on the bottom, like the Hound has just like one hat, or I think it's called a mitre, the little papal hat or whatever.
It's a mitre. Yeah.
Some of them have additional resources too in a little bracket. So you'll see an icon plus, in this case, a hat / a fan. So that means this counts as a crown and one of these other icons. There are also cards which have, it'll say when you're using that card to influence, it has all these resources basically. So that's kind of, if you have that card, it's one of the plot cards. It's in one of these decks. There's a couple of them that say that. And that's basically how you can just influence basically anybody using that one card. So that's kind of like a wild. So once you play down the cards...
Do you still have to go purple first and then...
always. You can't skip that.
You have to... So like if it was already you blue and I got that card...
You can turn it to purple then. You always have to change...
Even though it says influence, you're influencing, but you're not completely influencing.
Yeah, so think of it as more of a sliding scale of neutrality versus being on one side or the other.
Right.
You always have to go to purple first before you can change it to your side. You can't change it directly from your side, from your opponent's side, just directly to yours. Otherwise, it'd be too swingy. So you'll kind of see how that goes. So it's sort of a two-step process. You have to influence them at least twice to get them on your side. The white, yeah, you have to influence them twice. So once you have played cards from your hand that have the matching icons, then you'll be able to flip one of the cards. In addition, you'll then be able to take a card from the corresponding deck. So each of these decks here is sort of linked to one of the characters. So every time you influence one of them, that's the deck building, how you're going to be able to get more cards. In addition, this is the most complicated action, which is why I explained it first. So you influenced, you got a card, then depending on which cards you played,
There we go.
You'll see that some of the cards have influence and then some text. So if you played cards that have an influence ability on them, you can resolve them at that time. And you can do this in any order. So you could do the influence abilities first, and then draw, and then flip. You know, you can kind of...
It's just those three things.
Yeah, in any order. I think it makes sense to just influence them first and get a card, because then, you know, you'd have more in your hand to work with.
Right.
But, you know, you could do it the opposite way. So, influence, get a card, and then you'll just resolve any influence abilities on your cards. And there are some nice cards that let you put things back in your hand. What
does that one let you do?
This lets me put a played card back in my hand, which is very useful.
I don't know if I have that. Let's see.
Kune does. She should have one that's like that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Does she? Or maybe that's just a Kune thing. These starting decks are supposed to be asymmetric.
No, this one...
Okay, while you look for that, I'll keep explaining.
This one doesn't make sense. It's a Lakia card, but it says take 2 cards from the princess's hand at random.
So, that's the next thing I was going to explain. So, some cards, you'll see an icon, a little blue rook icon, and then you'll see a little red bow icon. Anytime you see that, depending on who you are playing as, you'll be able to use one or the other. So if I was Kune, I can use any abilities that are next to the blue rook. If I'm Lakia, I can use any ones next to the red bow. But if I'm playing as Kune, I can't use any of Lakia's.
Okay, so my influence
abilities.
is you may influence with one less icon. But if you had this card, it would be take 2 cards from...
And it is possible to steal cards from each other in this game.
Oh, I do have that other card we were talking about. It's the family portrait. Put a played card back in your hand. So.
Yeah, so the starting decks are not as asymmetric then. But, you know, I do think it's more strategic to draft at the beginning generally, but... So that's influence. The second possible option you can do on your turn is called counsel. So that's where these carrots and these characters are going to come more into play, and why them being on one side or the other is going to matter quite a bit. So when you counsel, you don't need a card to do a counsel action. So, but you're going to pick one of these characters here. And if they are on the purple side, either of us can do the counsel action with them. If they are on one of our side, depending which side they're on, if they're on our side, we can take counsel with them. If they're not, if they're blue, say, you wouldn't be able to take the counsel. I wouldn't be able to take the counsel.
They either have to be on your color or on purple.
Yes.
Unless you have a special card that... There is a card that says you can influence regardless.
Again, yeah, there's a lot of different sort of card effects, which will kind of cross those bridges as we come to them. So you'll notice, though, that the council abilities, are they the same on both sides? So the purple side for this guy's gain a card from this deck and switch the location of the abbot and any other courtier. So when they say that, you're just kind of swapping things. And that matters because then you would be taking cards from this deck as opposed to this deck. So like if decks run out, and that is one of the end game conditions, is these decks will run out. There's only 5 cards in each deck. That's a useful ability to use. So that then you could get
make
new
it.
cards.
Yeah.
Not so much early game, but late game. That can be a useful ability.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then the red ability, gain a card from this deck and switch. I think they're all the same, the council abilities. So just what side they're on tells whether you can do this action with them or not. And those are generally just things to help you. So like if you've run out of cards and you're not ready to end the round yet, that's a good action to do because you don't need to play a card in order to go there. And then once you've canceled with them, you put the carrot on there to show that you've done that this round. And so if there's a carrot on it, you can't do the cancel action whether it's on the right side or not. The other option you have, if you still have cards in hand, is you can plot. So there are various plot cards. So these are multi-use cards, essentially.
Well,
so if it says plot, again, like I said, if it has one of Kune or Lakia's icon next to it, that will determine which plot action you can take. In this case, it says, if I'm Kune, which I am, store a card from your hand or your discard pile. If you're Lakia, you can take a card from the Duke's hand at random. So this is one of those cards that lets you steal.
I don't have any plot cards to begin with in Lakia. She doesn't have any. She only has influence cards. Now, yeah, because
she's got a leg up in
they
court.
will say, it'll either say influence or it'll say plot. And like, for instance, he was pointing out, this one has the Duke's symbol. The princess's symbol is this bow, which I think you already explained.
Yeah, so that's part of the asymmetry, I think, in the starting decks because she is going to be able to influence courtiers more quickly. And Kune's starting deck is more about trying to
Plot.
and steal.
Yeah. Well,
Like a man.
Well, he's got to.
He's got to.
He doesn't really have the advantage going into it. And we've played this several times, and I don't think Kune's ever won.
Well, that might change today. Are you just gaslighting him into thinking Lakia is better? Maybe.
No. It's because Lakia
He's
has
played his
always
spells.
won. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. It's maybe, I just always beat you. We need to get some more cooperative games. I did just get a cooperative game that we're going to play together. So.
And games that allows for stealing, he is the best little thief. Because he always, first of all, he always gets that card. And then he always manages, you're spreading your deck, and he always manages to get the, like, if you're doing C.
It's like I have ESPN or something.
It's true. Like you have ESPN.
It's a Mean Girls joke, but yes.
I get it. I get it. It's fun.
And the fourth possible action on your turn is you can pass. Now, this can be strategic because that has to do with this edge card here. So the first person to pass in the round will be able to get this edge card, which Kune starts with it in his possession. So Kune will be going first in the game, always. And this has one-time abilities that you can use that are kind of juicy. Like the influence, it allows me to influence a courtier with one less icon, or I can seek counsel from a courtier regardless of color. That's
right. Yeah, that's right.
Plot, I can change any courtier to white, which kind of like resets that courtier. And then the person who has this card in their possession at the end of the game Kune will get 2 points. I don't know if Lakia gets 2 points, but we'll look at the scoring real quick before we get started. But yeah, so once you have used one of this ability in a round, though, it goes into the middle of the table, which we'll zoom out a little bit. But then whoever passes first is going to get that. So. And then the other player who didn't pass gets 2 more turns, and then that will end the round. So passing doesn't necessarily immediately end the round. It will give the other player a chance to kind of do some things. So when you pass, keep any cards you have left in hand, because that could
Because you're going to start with them in the...
No, because the other person is taking 2 more turns, and they might have card abilities that
could affect, yeah.
So you don't automatically, when you pass, you don't just lay your cards down. You still have to keep your hand. You're just not taking any more actions. Okay. It says in the rules that you could possibly defend, but I don't think there's any defend powers that I've seen in this deck. But like if you played a card that had to do with like stealing from me or something, that's why I have to keep my hand.
Okay.
There. And then the end of the game will be triggered once 3 of these decks are empty. So we'll finish that round and then move on to scoring. So the way the scoring works, it's a little funky. In case you hadn't caught on, this is a pretty funky game.
It is strange.
So the way that scoring works, so the edge card is worth 2 points for the player owning it at the end of the game, as I said. And then depending on if you're the blue player or the red player, so Kune or Lakia, you will get different points for each courtier that's on your side, and that's different for each player depending who you are. So for Kune, if the Valiant Knight is on my side, I get 4 points. Lakia would get 5 if he's on her side. And if Katya, who's the Duke's sister, is on the Duke's side, the Duke will get 5 points. If it's on Lakia's side, she would get 2. So depending,
she's not as important for me.
Yeah, depending on your relationship with the character, you'll generally get more or less points. Is kind of how that works. And each card also, it has just a base number of points in the carrot here. Mm-hmm. So like some of them in your starting deck, there's a lot of plot cards that have 0 carrots on them. However, there are card abilities that refer to storing cards. So
how many points do you have on your hand? Let's just see. Mine's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 of 9.
Yeah, all right, we have 9.
So that's not asymmetric. The starting decks aren't that asymmetric.
I just want to make sure.
So anytime you see a card text that refers to storing, that means you're going to be removing it from the game, basically, and you're going to be storing it under your character card. So these character cards do have a function in the game, which is nice. And then at the end of the game, every card you have stored there is worth 2 points. It's kind of like tucking in Wingspan, if you are familiar with that game. So you get 2 points for that, all the points on the cards, points for the scored cards. There are certain cards that also have scoring criteria, like...
They say scoring on them,
They say scoring, and like, for instance, the Mortimer, the Ducal Hound, if I have this in my possession at the end of the game, I don't really get anything, but if Lakia has this hound in her possession at the end of the game, it'll be -5 points to me. So there are some scoring criteria that can basically ding the other player as well. So they'll say what they are. Usually it's about having a certain card in your possession or not.
Yeah, mine's the exotic carrot perfume. If I have it, again, nothing. But if Kune gets it, then it's -5 points for Lakia.
This is the
it's
taking the dog part. This is we're dividing our assets, part of the divorce. Taking it all in the divorce. And then what else do we score for? Oh, also for the purple courtiers. So any purple courtiers at the end of the game can also score you points depending on if you have certain plot cards in your hand.
Oh.
So you'll be looking for your hand, and at the top of the plot cards, so you have these property cards, which are kind of your starting cards, and then you also have those plot cards, and each of the plot cards will have one of the characters' name at the top. So at the end of the game, however, if the Countess is on purple, I would get a point for having this card in my hand. And that includes your stored cards,
Where
by the
did
way.
this one come from? Right there.
Now you know what it is. Kind of.
Should we bury it?
I guess so.
I'll just shuffle them a little bit and see.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's everything we need to know to get started. We're already like an hour into the stream and we just finished the teach. But we did a little egg hunt thing. And also I'm hungover, so please forgive me. Thank you, Jack, for hanging with us. What's the co-op game that you got? It's Sail. Another all-play game. We really like all-play. Dandelions is one of our favorite, like, 2-player games. So I got that one because I'm always on the hunt for a trick-taking game you can play it too, because we like trick-taking, but they're usually 3 to 4 player games, and those are hard to get to the table for us. So I got that one. That one looks good. The art is gorgeous in that one.
When did you get that one?
Last night.
Oh, it hasn't arrived yet.
It is another Japanese designer, so we will be featuring Sail for our next month as part of our Japanese designer series.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Hopefully I didn't miss anything at the chat. You know, there's reflection. It's black. I'm hungover. Okay, I think we're ready to get started on this. Any other kind of finicky things? There's other kinds of like iconography and card text that we'll just deal with as we go along.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. I
Yeah.
feel like we were trying to play this last night, and I was a little like out of it. But it's just
fair.
you just gotta have you know whenever you're playing a game, you kind of have to have your head screwed on straight. If it's on crooked for any reason, it's probably
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm Kune, so I'm going first because I have the edge card.
Okay.
So who do I want to influence? Do I want to influence?
And that's how you get
So-
cards. So at the
It's
beginning,
true.
you really do want to influence.
You do want to influence, yeah. So I think, and I know this is where it kind of helps to have played the game at least once or twice. I know that I want the king. I'm going to get the most points for having the king and Katya on my side.
And I get the most for the king and Constantine the Valiant Knight.
And then we both get, I think, a similar amount of points for the sorceress, and she tends to have some good corresponding abilities as well. The sorceress is 3 for me and 4 for you, so you know. And we're gonna be fighting over Daddy Ludwig there.
Oh yeah, he goes back and forth.
We're gonna heck be fighting there, so. And these decks are randomly shuffled, by the way. We don't really know what's in them, so that's the random part of the game. I'm liking the idea of influencing Lavinia here, so I need a little Pope hat. I need a cauldron, of course, because she's a witch, and I need a fan. So she's going to purple. Boop. And what is her council ability, by the way? And I get a card.
Her counsel is gain a card from the top of any deck. The courtier matching the trait on the card becomes white.
Oh, interesting. That is a good council ability. And whenever you gain cards, unless it specifically says add it to your hand, it goes into your discard pile. So I do want to, like... Sorry, guys. I'm going to make this slightly less zoomed so you guys can see a little bit more of what we're doing.
And then this goes into his discard.
Yeah, so this is... I'm going to put my discard up here like this.
Don't those go in the discard too?
Not yet, because now, because I'm influencing, I can resolve some of these influence abilities here. This doesn't have an influence ability, so that will be going into my discard. Statue, I can put a played card back into my hand.
That's always good.
Maybe I want Mortimer the Ducal Hound back in. No, I'll take this one. Now, people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I can use this influence ability to put the card itself back into my hand. And
I would
recycle
think
it.
so.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Like, there's certain abilities in this game that seem kind of OP because it is kind of a wild swingy game. That's the whole point. Okay, there's that. And then your opponent chooses and discards a card from their hand. So this was a good one to do at the beginning. But the lady's choice. Lady's prerogative.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Wait.
And then that goes into my
hold
discard.
Hold on. Maybe I don't want that.
And that would be my first turn?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put that one in. Hold on, let me put another one in.
And just in case you're wondering, I think the average amount of rounds in this game
I'll
is like...
discard that one.
I would say, what do you think the average amount of rounds is? Like 4?
Yeah, not that
Something
many.
like that. Yeah, these will deplete pretty quickly. Okay, it's your turn now. Because that was me. I influenced. So you can either influence, you can counsel, you can play a plot card. Those are
Let's
kind of the three main
see.
options.
I can just, with this one card, which is the horses, with just that one card, I can influence the
It's
king.
only 2, so you have to choose one of those because of the slash.
Oh. All right, well then.
So that's a crown and either a sword or a cauldron. You have to pick.
It's a sword. And
So you're
then
going to need at
there's
least
the
2
cauldron.
cards.
Okay, 2 cards. But I do get to influence the king. He is now purple.
Daddy's little girl.
Exactly.
Well, he's still feeling neutral about you. He's not quite sure if you're his little girl.
Well, he's got to be a good sovereign and listen to everybody. Okay, that looks interesting. Oh, that has to go in the discard pile also. And
yeah,
then
when you gain the card.
influence. Your opponent chooses and discards a card from their hand.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to discard my Royal Hunting Grounds.
Okay. And it is now your turn.
Cool. So I'm going to... I did keep this card that has similar to yours, gives me some icons. So who can I influence? I could influence the king. Can I? So I have a crown. No, I don't have a sword. So I can't influence anyone that has a sword. I think with these I could do a crown, have that be a fan, and a cauldron. Oh, I was thinking I could do that one. No, I don't. Who can I influence?
Do you have a meter? No.
I'm gonna just influence the sorceress again. I think that's the only
Well,
one I
let's
can
see.
do.
Let's see. I'm not sure.
I don't have a sword or...
Okay, so if you do the meter, you don't have enough because it's meter or fan.
Yeah, but I can use the cauldron from here. And then have the fan. Oh, you're right. I can't influence her with that. I don't think I can influence anybody.
You might have to just do council.
Yeah, I think you're right. What's this? Take the edge card, immediately take it. Well, I do have the edge card, so I could use that now if I wanted to. What's her council ability again?
Gain a card from the top of any deck, and the courtier matching the trait on the card becomes white.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd gain a card. I was feeling better than playing a card. Because I can't influence any of them already. I will do her ability, and let's just take from his deck. Okay, it still goes into my discard.
What's
but
the...
It's the abbot.
Okay, but what's the trait?
The abbot. He's already there, but it's going in my discard. I gain a card for next round, basically.
How do you know that it's the abbot?
It says at the top.
Oh, okay.
So all the plot cards at the top, it will
does
list
say,
one of the characters.
it does list. Okay.
I wish it was an icon and not just text at the top. But,
and he's already white, so it didn't really...
Well, I did it mostly just to gain a card, I guess.
Can you influence them when they're white? No, it has to be either purple or...
Because there's
your
no influence council ability there. So I just counseled. That's what that action is called.
And all of them require... It's the same thing. All of them require 3. I only have 2.
Yeah, we got to build our decks up.
I'm going to have to do the same thing, which is I'm going to...
You're going to take some cancel, Dad?
Yeah, take the edge card. Immediately take an additional action.
I should have used the edge card on my last turn, clearly. Oh, well.
Okay, and one thing I can do is influence a courtier for 1 less icon. So let's see which one.
Once you use that,
I know it goes
back in the middle.
I know.
But you get an extra action too, right?
Well, the extra action is right now.
Oh, because you're using the edge.
Yeah. I could do... I could switch sorceress. I could do the sorceress Lavinia right now because look, I can do with 1 less.
You're gonna influence her.
So she's gonna go red because she's already purple, so she can go red. I guess does this still?
Yeah, it stays on there.
And I can take a card from her pile. This goes back in the middle. Let's just leave it up there.
We can do it here so people can see it.
If you think so.
That it's in the middle.
And then this goes in the discard pile.
Yeah, unless the card text says add it to your hand, it goes in the discard.
No, it doesn't say anything.
Okay, well...
So I'm out of cards. Does that mean...
You don't have to pass. You have to...
okay.
On your turn, you have to literally say, I'm passing. That's your action. So, because you could still, well, you can't counsel. There's really no counseling to be had.
So I'm just going to say pass then.
Well, you have to wait till your turn to say that.
It was my turn.
Because it matters, because then I will get 2 more turns. So just so we can
Oh, you
track
just want
that.
to get 3 turns. What a greedy.
But what am I going to do with that? I'm almost out of cards too. So the reason it matters is because whoever passes first gets the edge card. So
All right, then I don't pass.
I am going to pass first, so I can take the edge card and go first.
No, wait. I already
next round.
passed.
No, you have to wait till it comes back to your turn and pass.
See,
That's an action.
this is how he wins. Because he is just...
I am treacherous. Stop edging and just come already. Well,
I know. I was thinking about that.
I was watching some
a lot of
edging
edging.
porn last night.
Wow.
They just build up to the explode.
All right. Now.
We have mentioned before in the past, this isn't a family channel. We are not the Dice Tower. So you come for that hot, spicy gay content.
Woo.
Okay, but I passed. I still have to keep my hand, though, because you
All
could
right.
steal from me. Because you haven't technically passed yet.
I get 2 more turns.
You do.
So
Better
I
use
have
them
no
wisely.
cards, and I really can't counsel because and you need plot cards, so I can't really do anything. Can I? I mean, you tell me. Can I do anything? I don't think so.
Yeah,
no,
'cause you're
I
out
don't
of
have any
cards.
cards.
And you can't really counsel anybody because we already counseled these two.
I just don't know why you wouldn't let me pass, and you had to make it that I couldn't pass.
This is the way the game works. No. Well, anyway, we're going to a new round now. So these come off. And then we pick up our discards and add them to our hand.
Fine.
So if you like deck builders, but you don't like the sort of being dependent on your draws in a deck builder, this is the deck builder for you because your whole deck is just your hand, which is one of the things I like about this game. I'm going first again, and I'm thinking... I like the idea. It is Easter, so I like Promises of Salvation.
Promises of Salvation.
Look at that big golden carrot, and he's flying. He's floating in the air. So I'm going to be using this to influence the abbot. So this is one of those cards that says when you influence the abbot, and they'll say sometimes if you use to influence a specific character, it will count as all these icons.
Yeah, so you just...
So I
need that
basically
one
get to
card.
influence the abbot for free using this card. If I was Lakia, I get to gain a card from the abbot. Like an extra card.
Yeah.
But, you know. Anyway. So I'm gaining a card from him. That's the start of my discard. And then he's going to... Did I take that from this deck or that deck?
I think you took it from here.
Whoops. I was
Wait.
supposed to take it from this deck. Because I'm influencing this
Oh,
deck.
yeah, you did take from the wrong deck.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. I didn't really look at it. Okay. I think that's it for the influence.
All right, let's see who I can influence. I mean...
You already have one on your side, so you're doing pretty good.
Let's see, there's a...
Though it can swing back in my direction at the flip of a carrot switch.
It could.
Don't hate the plays.
Maybe... Yes. I am going to attempt. And this is important, like he said, you should know it's not at the very end. It's right here. You need to know which courtiers are more important.
If you
for
play this game, and by the way, Jack, this was a game that I heard about first from Tia before You Play covered this game. I will say that.
All right, so I'm going to use these 3 cards.
But yes, if you do play this game, make sure everyone looks at the scoring thing at the back because it really does matter for your strategy.
To influence Constantine. It still only makes him purple. These are up for grabs.
But at least they have council abilities available now. He's kind of screwing us at the end of the last
And
round.
then I get a card, and it also goes in here, I think. Okay.
I didn't even look at mine because it's like, whatever. You can't
Okay.
look at it at any time, anyway.
Right, you can go through your own...
Just see what you're going to have available next round, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of like just having it be, like a little surprise. Not really look at it, but, you know, whatever. What should I do? I think I should influence. We have a lot of people on purple. They're ripe for the picking. They're on the fence, these fence sitters.
They are.
We're going to need them to... But gotcha, though. Well... I'm going to use the sword. And then this fan. And then I need a crown. I'm going to do, actually, the crown for my ducal stables. I'm going to have that be a fan. So that'll allow me to influence my beloved sister. Come on, sis. Get on my side. And then, did I have any... No influence abilities to trigger there. I just wanted to get her on my... I just wanted to get her flipped, you know, 'cause she's still on
Get her
lights.
flipped!
I wanted to get her all flipped out.
All right, so I can play just this one.
Thank you, Jack. Fuck you. I'm sure I'm going to take that as a compliment. He said, "Don't hate the plays." I'm assuming he's saying he doesn't mind. He comes for the spicy gay content, but he also doesn't hate the plays.
Oh, good. You mean what?
And if
we're
that
playing.
wasn't a reference to that, that's the way I'm going to take it.
Anyway,
It's my kernel.
friendship with the abbot. Convert the abbot. Put this
you're
plot
plotting.
card at the bottom of the abbot deck.
We're plotting. What plots are you up to, Lakia?
That was it. I'm converting him. Now I don't get a card. Is that right? Because
No,
this
because
is
you just do whatever the plot card says.
it says to convert. That's it.
You have 2 on your side. That's not good.
Hey, go Lakia, go!
I'm slacking.
She's gonna get that doggy too.
No! You keep those Velociraptor claws off my dog. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to influence. Then
I like this. I wonder if there's any other influence peddling games. I bet there are.
sure, yeah,
Yeah. This is kind of fun, the influencing thing. I admit that part's fun.
We don't have a lot of tug of war games other than Stonewall Uprising, and this one is a little more digestible thematically.
Oh,
Not as heavy. Not heavy in weight, but heavy in terms of
content.
AIDS. That's pretty heavy thing.
That's definitely
go watch that playthrough if you haven't. Actually, I hate the video quality; got super crappy, but otherwise, I'm still very proud of that video.
I think it definitely showed what a good game it is. And that's what we were
I'm playing
trying to
all
do.
these for these icons because I need a Pope hat, a sword, and a cauldron. So this guy's becoming neutral again. So I can also get a card. Then I have some influence abilities. Put a played card back in your hand. Let me do... Oh, this was when I influenced the Countess. I could have gained an extra card. Hold up. I spoke too quickly.
And if you're not going to influence him, he's going to go back.
No, I'm going to keep it that way. Sorry, I keep on going back and forth with the attack. I'm so
He
bad.
does this to confuse me, and
I
this
know.
is.
Then this is the card I'm going to put back in my
Oh
hand.
my god.
Sorry, I confused myself. I am sometimes because I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, wait, no, maybe I don't want to do that. I'm so bad about not thinking.
I'm
before I
not.
act.
You know, the thing is I unfortunately, like when we start playing the games, I just like sometimes I just want to get to the end. So I just don't even like. Oh well, whatever. I don't care.
It's your turn.
I know.
I still have this edge card.
Let me see.
You know, like
These
2
are
cards
the
in my
ones I've
hand.
already played.
Wow, I blew through my hand. Not as bad as last time. We need to get more cards.
Yes, these are the ones I played. Okay. All right, who can I play now?
Up, though.
There's
Getting thick.
2. I can do that. Oh, I know who I could do.
Who could you do?
I can do Katya.
You've been scissoring with my sister? See, that's why we got the divorce. I found out you were a lesbian.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Because Kune's a homophobe.
Probably.
He looks like a little
it.
fuck. Look, he's all short and squat.
I mean, now don't be making fun of short, squat people.
Like, because I am one.
I'm
a hobbit. Yeah, I'm totally built
He
like
does
a
have
hobbit.
hobbit feet, though.
They have total hobbit feet, yeah.
It's ridiculous. They're really ridiculous.
Because
I've never seen anybody with feet as like monstrous looking. But if you've ever seen,
they're like wide and square and hairy and like.
It does crack me up because we like rabbit videos, or I like rabbit videos, and half the time they pick these rabbits up. Have you ever looked at the back legs?
Yeah, they're huge.
They have huge feet. They really do.
That's why they're such good jumpers.
I just find it so funny. And you have these big monster feet.
He says I'm totally built like a hobbit rabbit. I'm a hobbit rabbit.
You
a hoppin' hobbit rabbit.
Okay, so that is
that you?
It. I already, yeah.
Okay, well now I'm influencing my sister. When I influence the Countess, I basically have all the icons, and I can gain a card from her as well. In addition. So I'm getting 2 cards from her.
So you're going to put her back to purple.
And
why do you get 2 cards?
Well, I get 1 card for influencing her, and then, because I'm Kune, I also gain 1 card from the Countess, so. Which is good, because we need to start depleting these decks.
Dang, this is what I say, though. He always gets these cards with these high-powered, like, 2 cards? Come on, that doesn't seem right.
I like the powers in this game. They're just juiced up enough.
I like the powers in the game when I have them. I don't like
Well,
them
you need
when
to get some plot cards and influence. I only have 1 card left.
I only have 1 card left, too, but it's gain 1 card from the abbot.
Because I don't get to add them to my hand. I'm just adding it to my deck.
That's all.
We're plotting?
Well, no. Oh, yeah, I guess so. But it says gain 1 card from the abbot, so. Okay. Now, am I passing? Do I get to pass?
You have to wait till your next turn.
Oh, see, this is how he gets me.
Because that's option 4 is passing. So it's an action. Okay. I'm going to use the edge card, I think.
Oh, good. I like that better.
You may influence a court. No, I can't do that because only 1 card and it only has 1 icon on it. You may seek counsel from any courtier regardless of color. I think that's what I'm going to do. So which one? How about this chick? Gain a card from the top. And I can do that because this edge card overrides the
right,
thing.
I understand.
So gain a card from the top of any deck. If it is a sorcerer's card, convert the courtier whose deck it came from. Oh.
But it has to be a sorceress card?
Not a sorceress.
But you still get the card?
But I still get a card. So, that's worth it. So you can't use that ability now. Okay, it's back to you.
So I can't.
You could counsel.
I could.
If you want to.
But I think what I'm going to do is pass. So
yeah,
I can take
I would have favored you. So I get 2 more actions. I don't have enough cards to influence. I could do more counseling because they're all purple.
Mm-hmm. You only get 2, though.
Mm-hmm. I could just go here and take the edge card, immediately take an additional action.
Oh, that would be...
That would be...
you want to get me... You're working me up into a rage is what he's trying to do.
Rage! Well, we are going to RageCon this year again.
But I just hate it. I do
I'm
one
not,
thing.
I'm not going to do it because I don't want you to have a heart attack.
Okay.
God, you just had surgery this week
I did.
already, so I'm going to have... How about both players... Oh, well, that wouldn't be good for you. Both players take 1 card from their own discard piles. If you hadn't passed, that probably would be useful. How I'd get a card though, but it's not going to be enough to influence. I don't. Oh, it could be
You
any
never
card.
know. You
It could
never
be
know.
any card from my discard pile.
Which one
I
is
am going to
that?
do that because
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
can take back the one that has multiple icons on it and actually attempt to influence somebody.
Yeah.
So that is what I shall do. Okay, so I have a fan, a crown, and a hat. What can that get me?
Fan, crown, and hat is
Oh,
the
that guy.
abbot.
Okay, well, then we're going to influence him. He's now on my side because, bros before hoes. And that goes into my discard. And your opponent chooses and discards a card from hand, but you already passed. So it doesn't really matter.
Good. Now.
And those are my 2 actions, so that's the end of the round. So I picked these up. Ooh, I got a nice thick stack now.
Mine's doing okay.
I got a lot of plot cards I can play this
And I get to
time,
go
too.
first.
Yes, because you have the edge card now, which why don't you keep it kind of on screen?
All right.
I got a lot of plots I could play. Shit. Namaste. What is RageCon? RageCon is a board gaming convention in Reno, Nevada, which is semi-local. We're not in Nevada. We're in Northern California, but,
It's
a few
not
hours
far.
away.
It's not far from here.
Yeah, and our dear friend John, that's his local convention. So we go to hang out with him on the Game Designer Corner. It's also where Johnny Pack likes to hang out, if you're familiar with that designer. And Steven Armini, the Dadini, and a bunch of other designers are usually there playtesting games. We do a lot of playtesting there, usually. It's more of it's a smaller convention, so it's really more about playing games, which we like.
Okay, I can do...
Gross, you're influencing your sister. I'm just trying to be a role model, even though I never said I was one.
He never did. He never said he was.
Definitely 100% that bitch, yeah. Well, she's been scissoring with this chick.
Okay, I'm
Trying to influence her with the love of Christ. Because me and the Abbot are playing on Team Jesus.
Well, now I am going
What are
to
you doing?
influence my own father here.
See, look at this one.
Because it's a crown and a sword and the kettle.
Lakia, I caught Lakia second on Daddy's carrot stick.
Oh, you did not.
That's why we got divorced. There's so many reasons for our divorce. It was an arranged marriage to start with, by the way. I just want to clarify that.
I mean, no, we were very much in love.
Speak for yourself, Lakia.
Okay, so...
I knew you were in trouble from the day we met.
That one's a good one. Alrighty.
So Kune could use a little bit more support in the court. So, and I have a lot of plot cards.
You do.
I'm going to do association with the king, like the little gossiping bunnies. They're whispering to each other. So my opponent must discard a card that contains a fan icon.
Okay.
And if you do not, I gain a card from the king and store this block card. Okay, well, discard then, I guess. Put him over there. Put my Kune over here. Make them a little separate. Sorry, I'm just choreographing.
I am going to gain one card from the king.
I'm not making good choices, guys.
That one's good.
So when you convert, that basically means you can put them on your side immediately, huh?
No, this is what when okay, if you go back and you watch the early part of this video, you will see that Andy said no, it always has to go through purple first.
When converted, a courtier's card status is immediately changed to the player's own color No card is gained by converting the courtier. So I need to clarify that. I was wrong. When it says convert, that is the only time when you can skip over purple.
And that's what I thought, but I never said it because I didn't want to get in an argument with the big old rabbit. With the huge thumpers. Exactly.
Did you guys hear that?
And I don't contradict him if he says something. It's like, okay.
I am the rules teacher, so, but I'm only human. Like, every stream will get at least one rule wrong, so I'm glad that was a relatively small one.
All right.
But we're clarifying it now. Who did you convert earlier?
Well, both of these, because they're obviously red.
Well, they're already on your side, so do you care?
So you could convert them directly to blue if you had the right.
Well, friendship with the sorceress. Yes,
Okay.
I could. Or the sorceress isn't supporting me. Yeah, I think I'm going to convert the sorceress, and then I put this plot card at the bottom of the sorceress deck and burn the top card of the deck.
When it says burn the top card of the deck, what exactly do they mean by
I will
burn?
show you.
No, that says put that at the bottom of the sorceress's deck.
So I'm not. Oh, I don't want to do that. But basically, you'd be putting this on the bottom. You take that card and just remove it from the game.
Okay.
That's what it means by burn. I'm going to use this to convert her, is what's happening.
Then, no, but you don't get to keep it. You have to put it at the bottom of the deck.
Convert the sorceress, put this plot card. So, yeah, you're right. I did mention I was hungover. Right? And then that's removed from the game.
Wow.
Okay.
Sometimes I can't believe the shenanigans of this creature.
You know how I feel about that word now.
No?
Because of them all saying that Jamie was pulling shenanigans.
What's
with
wrong
her
with pulling
recommendations.
She looks like a cute little pixie or something.
She's very pixie-like. Yes.
I would expect shenanigans. I would expect nothing less from Jamie than shenanigans.
She's really grown on me over time. Obviously, when I first did the channel, I was like, ooh, that's a hot guy, and it's kind of whatever about her. But she's really grown on me over time.
They're both cute as hell, but
They're Canadian.
I know.
I love, half the content creators I follow, I feel, are either Canadian or they're in the Midwest. So,
yes.
I want to be in a colder climate. Oh God, I hate the weather in California.
He is not adapted.
I'm happy
to
when
this
it rains. I'm only happy when it rains.
That's true.
I was born in the wrong place.
I think okay. Here's what's going down.
Yeah, and when you're the rules teacher, you never hear the end of it if you get one rule wrong. But you hand the rule book to them and ask them to teach the game. Oh.
All right, I'm influencing Constantine. Yeah, baby.
You've been banking the night too? So you scissored my sister. You've been doing your own dad, and now you're doing my knights?
It's spicy. The royal court is spicy.
Indeed.
I get a card.
I kind of feel like just playing all these plots.
I get a card, which looks nice. But, let's see. I get influence here, too. That's scoring, so no. Your opponent chooses and discards a card from their hand. Oh. Well.
I need to do that, right?
Yes. And this one would have allowed me to pay with one less, but I would still have had to... Actually...
I'll discard this one.
I could actually take this one back in my hand, because this card allows me to influence with one less icon.
Oh. Cool.
So
so make sure you check the influence effects before, because some of them can help you, give you discounts like that.
Okay. And I might need the sword, so we'll see. Okay, so far so good. But we're virtually tied, really.
I'm going to use Conspiring with the Arcane to gain one card from the Sorceress.
Ooh, I like that. Conspiring with the Arcane. It's, you know,
Yeah,
arcane
he's like the
is
little
kinda
monk bunny.
like the occult.
He's off to a little Satan worship, you know?
Something like that.
That's the one I gained. They have the same art. So, you know, not I wish that everyone had unique card art, but it's sort of like a set of there's some repeated card art. They're different cards. So if it has the same art, some of them are different, you know?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh.
Because I just did a plot. I have a ton of plot cards, so I think I just want to play for all my plots. Because, I don't know, maybe they'll help me. The Sorceress deck is starting to get a little low.
Well, now
Because again, it's a deck
could-
builder, and one of the things you get is base points from all the cards. And on most of the plot, a lot of the plot cards are zeros, so you may want to store them eventually to juice up those points.
Let me see what I can play.
Yes, Jack. Hail Satan.
What did he say?
He said just a little bit of wholesome Satan worship. You know?
This guy over here.
I feel teaching the rules is a privilege because people are putting that trust in you. It's true. I do try my best. I always try my best.
Okay. I am gonna it's not really worth it, is it? No.
What's worth it?
Council plot.
Well, you still have that.
Change any courtier to white. But I'd still have to. That's not any good.
It's just like if we're doing a lot of seesawing and you just want to wipe the slate, kind of, I guess.
Let's see what Katya. 'Cause I love disturbing your slumber.
Oh, she's still on the fence with
that.
me. We're me and my sister. It's like my relationship with my real sister. It's sort of a seesaw.
Here's what's happening. I'm just gonna be bad. I'm
Yeah?
gonna say. I'm gonna counsel with Constantine, who says your opponent discards one card from their hand at random.
Well, you can just pick.
Ooh, it's that really good.
That would have been good for thy sister. But I think I'm going to play this plot card. Your opponent must discard a card that contains cauldron. If they do not, well...
I don't.
Okay, if they do not, you gain a card from the sorceress and store this plot card. So that's points. I'm finally storing a card. And I get this last card. What's that? Friendship with the sorceress. Oh, that'll be helpful to convert her next time. I have a feeling that... Well, this could be the last round. If we take from the abbot.
I guess I'll just gain one card from the abbot.
You want to trigger the end of the game? Because that's what you're going to do if you do
Ooh,
that.
I see that.
So, up to you.
I bet you would win. You have more cards than
I do have a pretty thick stack. I still got more plots to play. Though, so I'd be...
No
okay.
more plots for you.
There's going to be at least a couple more.
No more plots for you.
They're helping me gain cards, though. But that is kind of like speeding up the clock of this. It's supposed to be about a 30-minute game anyway, so...
Oh man, there's no good. I don't have anything good left. The only card that gets me anything is the gain 1 card from the abbot. That's the only card that gets me anything.
And then, how many cards do you have left after that? You should influence.
I guess.
Because, I mean, the deck is empty. Oh, don't you have the
Okay.
edge card? You could swap one of these. And then you'd be able to influence them. So, like, one of
What?
the empty ones. That's what that swapping ability is good for.
What's swapping ability?
Oh, that's not on the edge card.
You may influence a courtier for 1 less icon. You may seek counsel from any courtier regardless of color. Or you can change any courtier to white. That's all I see.
Oh, sorry, that's a different card that lets you swap them. Just because there's empty spots, so if you get that card that talks about swapping, that's what you want with these, because to get access to these 2 decks. But you could just influence one of these guys. But
No, I think what I will do is, let's see. Maybe if I use this with, I can counsel regardless of color.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just see what the counsels are. Gain a card from the top of any deck if it is a sorceress card. Store a card from your hand. That one I can't because there is that. But gain a card from this deck and switch the location of the abbot, and that would still set that off. Both players take 1 card from their own discard pile. That would help you. Your opponent takes the edge card, convert a purple or what? Now, is it me converting a purple or white courtier?
Yeah,
So,
because you're the one getting cancel.
okay. So here's what we're going to do. I can counsel with
Okay.
King Ludwig. You get the edge card, but I also get to convert Katya.
That's not good for me.
No.
Well, I'm just going to play this plot card. It talks about looking at the bottom card of the king deck, but there's no deck there. So it just says, otherwise, you may store this plot card and an additional card from your hand. So I'm going to store this. And I'm going to store one of these other things. Yeah, I'm just going to store this one. That ability's not really that useful for me. Okay. That was my plot.
Okay, I'm
plotting.
going to I'm going to counsel with Katya.
You've been scissoring again.
Take 1 card from my discard pile, but you have to discard 1 card from your hand.
Okay.
From your discard pile. Okay. Let's see what it could be.
What should I... I'll discard Mortimer. Woof. I don't know where to put this on screen now. Whatever. What you thinking about?
Which card I was going to take back. I guess I'll take back that one. Okay, so what have you done? What are you doing?
Were you always evil, or was it your environment that turned you evil? What do you think, baby?
For you? It was his environment.
Yeah, I was wine/whiskey posting about, Luca last night. Do you know that song, Jack? My name is Luca. I live on the 2nd floor. I live upstairs from you.
Are you talking about the guy that killed those cats?
Luca is a wonderful and heartbreaking song by Suzanne Vega from the 80s about child abuse.
Oh, but
I think I said in the post, I was Luca, and I survived.
I was thinking of Don't Fuck with Cats. Because that guy's
Have
name
you
was...
seen that, Jack? That
Oh my
was
God.
his name. The cat killer, Luca. Oh my god. Not that Luca.
Oh, okay. I hope you're not that, Luca.
Oh, jeez. Anyway. Yeah.
Now I have no idea what we're doing. Whose turn even was it?
It's my turn now.
Are you sure? Because I just did the thing. And we've been talking ever since then?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
This is how we are, you know.
This is the most roundabout channel. Do not expect us to get right to it. You'll get it when you get it.
You get what you get.
And you don't have a fit.
That's right. Well, I have more plots afoot. So I'm going to conspire with the nobility, guys. So I'm going to gain a card from the knight. If there is none, I would store this. Oh, plot. I could have convert the knight instead. You know what? I'm going to convert him. Convert him to my homosexual ways.
I don't like the fact that you've discovered this, that you can do this. So you miraculously, even though when he taught it,
I know.
you taught it exactly the opposite. Oh, it has to go through purple. You swore it had to.
I'm not going to live that down.
No, you're not. It's miraculous how you've suddenly, just with your little card magic over there, he's got a little printing press.
But I've gotten
there.
everyone on my side except the two I really need. I'll get them all. Maybe I'll just trigger the end of the game too. Take that last card from the
maybe.
I could.
Here's what's happening. I'm going to...
I had so many plot cards. I just wanted to get for them all.
Certainly not let you do that to that. Let's see.
Well, what you could do is if you have an ability that lets you swap it here.
No. However, what I am going to do... Oh, it's going to trigger the end of the game. If I try... So, you've... Because...
Well, if you're going to trigger the end of the game, you might as well try to influence them.
But it'll only put him back to purple.
True, so you're going to need to influence twice then. The other thing you could do...
What do you mean? I wouldn't be able to influence twice, because once I take this card, then we're down to the... How does the game end as soon as that card...
As soon as there's like 3 empty stacks.
Which is going to happen.
I think... Well, if you want to extend it to another round, we can just agree to do that and not take from there. But it's up to you.
Well, I have to think of what else I could do.
I mean, you can always just pass, too. And get the edge card back.
Well, I can influence... Oh.
And that would be strategic, because then you'll limit the amount of cards I can play, because I've just been going through them. Just been milling through my deck, as it were.
If the knight is supporting you, store both this plot card and the top card from the knight deck. I guess I'm doing that one.
Okay.
That's about it.
I'm going to influence Katya here. So I need a fan, a cauldron, and a little popat. Well, I'm not using the crown, but I'm using this for the popat. And you don't have to pay exactly. You know, you can have more icons than you need, by the way. So I'm influencing her. So she's going to purple. I'm not converting. I'm influencing. And I get one of those. Now, do I have any other influence abilities? Okay, I can put a played card back in my hand. But And these influence abilities are always optional, by the way. You don't have to resolve any influence abilities you don't want to.
Okay.
Which in this case, I didn't really need to put a card back in my hand. I would just be extending. And I don't really feel like doing any more extending. So, your turn. Now, if I was being really treacherous, I would trigger the end of the game. But I had a lot of plots. I just milled through a crazy amount of plots. Like, I had, 12.
You're so rotten. These cards are rotten. And I know it's you, because he influences them with his black magic.
It's true. Oh, the point of that digression, by the way, Jack, is that, yes, Rich said it was the environment because he's met my mother.
Oh, God.
You want to explain Sherry Leggett to the folks at home? A little description?
Well...
Picture it. Sicily, 1922.
No, she's... Talk about an imp.
Really?
His mother was, very impish. And she looked like... She had this, shit-eating grin, the whole time.
Yeah, she does.
And it's what are you... I'm thinking, what are you plotting? In your head. Not that she's going to do anything, probably, because...
She's in a wheelchair.
But...
Not that you can't do things in wheelchairs. I mean...
It looked like she was spinning, just, crazy ideas through her head, which I think she probably was. But anyway.
Everyone, you have the same feeling my sisters do, which they think that she's, like that she's constantly plotting. I personally feel like my mother's doing the opposite. She's thinking about what she watched on TV. Last night. That's what's happening.
Yeah, it could be. But she looks much more formidable than that.
She's
not really. Not really.
really.
No. No, not really. Actually, but I never met your dad, so he might be the real black magician.
No, he was the real... Let's not even go there.
I just can't. This is really... I mean, I hate to do it.
What?
But
You're thinking of triggering the end of the game. I think the game wants us to do it. So
I think it does too. And this will just put it back to purple, which it should actually help you a great deal. Oh, also, your opponent... I don't think this matters. What? Your opponent chooses and discards a card from their hand.
I only have one.
I know. And what difference does that make? It just goes in your discard. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now... Oh, I take this card, right?
Which would trigger the end of the game.
So, and that just goes there. And so now... I think we have to, because that was the only thing I had that I could do. I couldn't even influence anything.
Well, we can still cancel. There's 2 cancel actions left, though. I still have the edge card, which is going to give me 2 points at the end. Gain a card from the top of any deck. If a sorcerer's card, store a card from your hand. I'm liking this cancel ability here. And she's on my side, so I can cancel with her.
Okay.
We've been following that rule, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, take a card. Take a card.
So if a sorceress card, it is a sorceress card. Store
a card from your hand. That's the only card.
I don't have any cards in my hand.
Yes, you do.
No, this would be in my discard.
Oh, well then, tough luck.
Why did I do that cancel action? That was dumb. Whatever.
All right, now we're done.
No, neither of us has passed.
Oh, so it's back to me.
You get another chance to do something. If you want to cancel the abbot, you might as well at this point. I was hoping we could extend it to another round, but oh well.
If I switch, can I gain a card from where I switched? Because it says switch the location of the abbot.
It says gain a card from this deck and switch. So I think you would need to take
switch
the card first. And
no. We're not doing that.
Well, I'll give it to you. Just switch it and then take a card from one of the other decks. You need the points.
I do.
I mean, this was the worst game actually to play when you're in this space where like you're feeling very downtrodden.
I just feel like I'm not good at card games. Is basically
That's
what
why.
it
So I
is.
was shopping last night. It's like I need to get a game that's not a card game or that's cooperative. So I got a cooperative game that's a card game, and then I got a non-cooperative game that has a lot of dice.
Okay.
Worker placement
Yes,
in it.
I'm much better at the worker placement. with
So
dice and
Wayfarers of the South Tigris is coming.
stuff. Oh.
So there's a euro. I needed to get over $70.
Now
on
what
game
can you
nights.
do? Nothing because you
I'm
can't.
gonna pass.
All right. Well, then we just figure out our score.
Yeah, because then if I pass, that means I would keep this edge card. Or I can use the edge card, actually. Maybe I'm not going to pass. I could change any courtier to white. No, yeah, I'm just passing. So you get 2 more actions if you want them. You're out of cards, though.
I'm out of cards.
And all the council actions are gone. So yeah, that's the end of the game.
All
So
right.
it's time to tally our points, which is a little involved.
Shoot, you got Constantine, not me.
I did good with that converting. Wow.
Well, I did get
I'm
King
glad
Ludwig, which
we
is
covered-
the most.
Were we
from-
doing that rule with the converting the last
6.
several times we played? Maybe we were.
I don't know.
Okay, so ooh, I should get some
And
paper.
you get
and pencil.
Lavinia.
I had
and
this
Constantine.
kitchen towel on my shoulder this whole time. It's funny. That's what you need. You need. a fluffy
Well,
kitchen
you
towel.
have 7 points to my 6 points.
Well, we'll see.
from this.
It could balance out. A lot of it really depends on the points in here too. But I think our decks are similarly stacked, so you might be okay. Okay. So first of all, I have the edge cards, so that's 2 points for me. Now your stored cards. Look at your store. Each stored card is worth 2 points,
Okay,
and I
2,
have
4.
3.
You're gonna win.
That's 6. How many do you have?
Just 2, so it'd be 4 points.
Then almost every card in the game is worth a number of points specified. So whether it's stored or not, you just count up all the points on your cards. So 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 22. There are a lot of zeros, those plot cards. I had a lot of plot cards. Which, all these decks are plot cards, obviously.
22.
Oh! You might do okay. Because we had exactly
Yeah,
the same
but
amount
you
of points on
already
our
have
cards.
more points. Than
Well, it's really... Oh, and any card scoring attributes. So look at any things you have that have a scoring thing on them.
oh, that say scoring.
Mm-hmm. Like, I have the Ducal Hand still. I managed to hold on to him, which I'm happy about. That
Plus
wasn't good
1
for you.
point if owned. You also own the Ducal Stables. Does that mean I have to own the Ducal Stables to get the point?
It's, you get, obviously, yeah. If you also have the Ducal Stables, you get another point.
Well, I don't. I don't think. Do I?
This scoring thing was just, it would be negative points if it wasn't in my possession, so I don't really get any extra scoring from scoring attributes.
This would be minus 5 points if it wasn't in my possession.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't have any other scoring.
Nothing? Okay. That means we had the things in possession that we should have in our possession. Which, that's why that aspect, I think, is a little more strategic when you do the drafting, because you can start, you know.
Okay.
Because when you do it just the starter decks as it comes in the base game, you already have the things that you need, you know. So
And-
it's only if the other person managed to steal those from you using steal actions. Which is better to do early with the stealing if you're trying to get something from somebody, because as the game goes on, their hand gets bigger and it's harder to, like, you know. Okay, then blue and red courtiers. So, where Sir Constantine the Valiant Knight, he's allied to me. Thank you, bros before hoes. So I get 4 points from him.
And 3 points from Lavinia.
So Father Klaus, the greedy abbot,
He's
he's neutral, so nobody gets points from him. Countess Katya, Nobody gets points from her. King Ludwig, you are going to get 6 from him. So you're still doing pretty good. And then Sorceress Lavinia.
3.
I get 3.
And
So see, not that bad.
No, but you're still gonna
7
win.
to 6. Yeah, but we still have.
I suck at games. Ah!
Oh, I should also note, a blue or red courtier is worth 1 additional point for the corresponding player if a carrot token is not on it at the end of the game. Did these
They
all,
were all.
They all had carrots, because we used them all. Even Lavinia?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's not wrong. But they would be +1 if you don't get counsel from them in the final round. Just be aware of that.
Oh.
Each plot card in a hand, discarded or stored with a trait matching a purple courtier is worth 1 point. So this is where you might... So we're looking for Katya, Countess, or Abbott.
If it mentions them?
It should be at the top. It should say either Countess or Abbott. It's with the plot cards only.
Oh, it's just plot cards. Okay.
So it should say either. I have one that's Countess.
So we either want either Countess or Abbott.
There's another Countess,
Well,
another
there's an
Countess.
There's a
I think
Countess.
that was all of mine. So I had 3 Countess plot cards.
Okay, I have 3 Abbott cards and 2 Countess cards.
Okay, so that's 5 points for you. Okay, let me do some math real quick. Wow, that was closer. What do you think? Well, it was 40 to 37. I did win, but only by 3 points.
Yeah, but...
If you'd stored 2 more cards...
I just suck at games. That's all.
poor
I suck at
baby.
games. I'm
You
no
don't.
good.
You don't.
I do.
I'm just having crazy good luck lately. I was super hungover. I was like, at the beginning, I was like, whatever. The converting powers were what was helping me. So that is a little bit of shenanigans, because then you're right. I did teach that rule wrong, and you could have been using that early on, and that probably might have helped you get.
I've been robbed.
You were robbed.
I was robbed.
But I've proven that Lakia doesn't always win.
No, I just am. I'm being ridiculous, but
Kune, and people say Kune. I think it's Kune, don't you?
Kune,
Definitely Kune, because isn't that
Kune and Lakia?
Isn't Kune the word for rabbit in some language? Is it maybe? I don't even know what these names are about. This is a Greek designer, by the way.
It would sound like a lot of. A lot of the
most European languages.
Yeah, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian all are
French
real
definitely
similar to. It's conejo, coelho, and what is it in Italian? It's really close.
Cornelio.
Cornelio, yeah, Cornelio.
So that's Kune versus Lakia. I really enjoy this game.
I
How are you
have to
feeling?
admit, it was not bad.
We hadn't pulled it off the shelf in a while before we refreshed it last night, and every time relearning this game, it's funky. The rules and the scoring are just kind of funky, but I like the funk.
It is funky.
I like the funk. It's not like other deck building games. It's not like other
totally
games we have in general.
unique. This is one of those games that's completely unique. It's marching to its own drummer for sure.
Yeah, I like how quirky it is, and I do like that I proved that Lakia doesn't always win. And you did have her starter deck. So
so that just shows loser, big ol' L. I'm getting it.
poor baby.
I know.
Poor baby. Well, we're gonna play something to. Oh well, you have to leave after this, huh?
No, not right away.
So we're gonna play something I know you can win for sure. Because we're gonna play...
backgammon.
Yeah, you usually do beat me at
I
backgammon.
don't know why. That's weird.
You have more experience because I didn't actually learn it as a child, so I think you just have more experience than me. But good game,
and it's rolling. Anything that has
this
dice,
game,
I'm luckier at rolling.
That's
what it is.
It's true. I'm better with card draws, I guess.
Yes,
Or I
he
know how
is
to
better
use
at
what
card
I
draws.
got. Because when you're playing a card game, it's about knowing to use what you got. It's like similar to Wingspan. In this, I was just digging for
I'm
cards
just gonna
and
say
milling through
though,
them.
you know, this is kudos to you because I did say that that lucky numbers was being rigged in your favor, and then you proved me wrong. So now I have to admit that I just suck. That's all.
No, baby.
I'm a big sucker.
No. Well,
At card games, maybe. I don't know. Lately,
you are a big sucker at something.
Give me
Anyway.
those carrots.
Anyway, so tomorrow's the 1st of April. We don't believe in April Fools, so don't even come at me with any of that prank bullshit, okay? Like Daddy 05. Oh, you don't know about that. Sorry.
I'm looking at him like, what?
I watch too many commentary channels. I have feelings about pranking and child abuse. Let's just put it that way.
And no rabbit abuse either. No pranking your rabbits by making them have to work too hard to get treats.
You know, like the week after Easter is when the most rabbits are abandoned in shelters.
I know. I'm so
Pray for the rabbits.
Uh,
You know, the rabbits are
they
beautiful
all
creatures.
get good.
So we are starting our Japan designer series. If you know of any Japanese woman designers, I found one good design by a Japanese woman designer, actually. Not to say that I'm saying things the wrong way today. To say that it's such a sea of dudes and just finding a Japanese woman designer. You think we have a misogyny problem in this country. But I did find a good one that did come highly recommended. It's called Traders of Osaka. But I have to get it on eBay or something. It's very out of print. But I'm going to try and find it. And that's a lighter game. It's like a trade economic another card game. But we're doing Mermaid Rain, I think, on Wednesday. So I will post the full schedule for all the Japanese designs we're thinking of doing. So,
and as always, don't expect it to start exactly on time.
You know what? When Jenna from the Board Game Garden does her streams, she always starts 10 to 15 minutes late.
Yay.
Because she's getting ready.
See?
Because she's like me. She likes to do them on Sunday. And, like, it's just, it's a more relaxed vibe.
Pace.
Yeah, it's a relaxed pace. This is a 30-minute game. As you can see, we got through it we were trying to extend it, so it made it more like an hour. But, like, again, like, you can see, like, 3 rounds. This is only 3 rounds. So you can.
It was a
blast through
pretty
it.
quick game. I think now that we've played it, I will be willing to play it again.
I enjoy it
until he's beaten me 3 times in a row, and then I flip the table.
But we have a lot of fun games now. So we're doing Mermaid Rain, Iki.
And I do good at
Finally.
Mermaid Rain. That's when I do.
Because that's more tile placement. You're using poker hands in Mermaid Rain. That's another very out of print game. So we're doing some out of print games.
Are you kidding me?
Some newer tiles.
That is so bad.
No, it's not out of print. I take that back.
Good.
I did see it on Amazon. Z-Man is still printing it.
Because I was gonna say,
But it's an older game.
Once you
It's
see that game,
It's
it
so
definitely casts a spell. That is a great game.
a very underrated game.
I
should
agree.
say.
It's really fun.
So we're going to feature that one. It's going to be the first real playthrough video of it.
for a while.
No, it's like ever
Really?
that I can see.
Oh.
There's no playthrough videos of that
that's
game.
interesting.
So we're going to be pioneers there.
Yay.
So we're doing Iki. We're going to do Dandelions. Though I think some of them will be actual playthrough videos because there's too many games. We can't do them all as live streams, actually. And Dandelions is so short. That would be like a crazy short stream.
Well, maybe we could do 2 that day if there's another short one.
No, we're just going to do it as a playthrough video, I think.
All right.
And so we got Dandelions. We're going to do Demon Worker. That's another game that came suggested by Tia. Rich has to go poop. So just stay tuned. Jack, make sure you're subscribed, right? So you'll see it in the community tab. I'll post a thing. Okay, you can go.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Here, but I gotta.
Here, let's see my shirt again.
What are you doing?